Hello, and welcome to a video on Epidemia Malaria forecasting reports. The goal of the Epidemia project is to integrate information from malaria surveillance with remotely sensed environmental data to create malaria risk forecast reports in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. In this video, I will show how to create these forecast reports using the Epidemia system. This video assumes that you have installed and updated the Epidemia system components, which are an R package EPIDEMIA R, the R project EPIDEMIA scripts master, and the Google Earth Engine script. If you still need to install or update, please do that first. There is a separate how-to guide on installing or updating. Afterwards, then come back to this video. The most important parts of getting ready to run the report is updating the data, the epidemiological data and the environmental data. So those will be our first two steps before we run the R script to create the report. Let's open the Epidemia scripts master folder to look at how the data will be organized. The Data Epidemiological folder will hold all of the malaria surveillance data files, and the Data Environmental folder will hold all of the daily environmental data files. So first, let's update the epidemiological data. If we open this folder, we can see that it contains all of the malaria surveillance Excel files. This top file, EPIDATA, has all the historical Epidemia project malaria case counts from 2012, July 12th to 2017, July 8th. You can leave this file alone. It will be automatically included when we run the script. The files that you will need to update are the most recent epidemiological data files. This is the file that we received during the workshop, and it contains data up through week 41. Copy over your most recent version of the malaria surveillance file. At this point, you don't need the old out-of-date file. You can, however, have as many surveillance files in here as you need. So when you have a 2019 file, you can just add that in here as well. All files in this folder will be automatically combined with the script. So please do not add any other files to this folder. A file that is not surveillance data will cause an error in the code. Now that we are done with this step, we will go to the next step of updating environmental data. We are getting this data from Google Earth Engine. Google Earth Engine allows us to access many different types of satellite imagery, and it will also process and summarize this data for us so that we only have to download a small text-based file. But before we get to Google Earth Engine, let's get one piece of information first. We need to know what environmental data we already have. So open the Epidemia Scripts Master folder again, and this time click into the Data Environmental folder. Today for me is November 28th, and you can see these files on were created on the 26th. So I've run this very recently. Normally you would probably be running the script about every week, not 2 days apart, but for this demonstration I will be running them today. What we need to look for here is where our current data ends. To make this easier, Google Earth Engine automatically names the files with the date ranges in the name. So the LST data here goes from 2018 October 1st to 2018 November 9th. The precipitation data starts on the same day and goes to November 25th, and spectral data to November 11th. It takes some time to create some of these indices, so even though I ran this previously on the 26th, some of the end dates are much earlier. The LST data and the spectral data are going to be the ones that lag the most. Between these two, look to see which one has the earliest end date. In this case, it's LST ending on November 9th. This will be our start date when we run the Google Earth Engine script next. Go to code.earthengine.google.com. On the left-hand pane of the scripts section, click on the most recent EPIDEMIA script. This loads the script into the center pane here. Then click Run. This creates this new pane in the bottom left, the EPIDEMIA Environmental Data Downloader. Scroll down and put in the start date that we just determined, which is November 9th. And then for the end date, pick today's date. So for me, that is November 28th. Then click on Download Summary. This will add tasks to the upper right pane. You will see these 3 new tasks added for the different data collections. You can also see my old tasks down here, but these top 3 are the ones that we've just created. Besides each of these tasks, you'll see a blue button labeled Run, and we're going to click on Run for each of these tasks. When we do that, that's going to bring up another window. Google Earth Engine is automatically adding those 2 dates to the end of the file names. Just click Run again here, and then we're going to do this for all of our new tasks. Google Earth Engine is creating the summary data and downloading the CSV file to your Google Drive. When these are finished running, the tasks will turn blue, like my old tasks down here. I'm going to give this a minute to finish running. We can see that the tasks have now turned blue. You might have to refresh the web page to see this. This means that the tasks are now complete and we can find the new data files in our Google Drive. So going into our Google Drive, we can see those 3 new data files. We need to move these data files into the Data Environmental folder. So opening up the EPIDEMIA Scripts Master folder and then the Data Environmental folder. We're just going to move these 3 files into our Data Environmental folder, and we have now updated the environmental data. Now that we have updated both the epidemiological and environmental data, we can start running the R script that will run the models and create the forecast report. In the EPIDEMIA Scripts Master folder, open the EPIDEMIA Scripts R project. This will bring up RStudio. Then in the file pane, open the Run Report Amhara script. First, we are going to run the top 2 sections of the script only. This will let us check the data before we run the whole report. I've selected these sections and I'm going to click Run. Instead of using the Run button here, if you like keyboard shortcuts, you can also hit Control-Enter to run the selected lines. Now down in the console, we have some information about what data has been read in. For the epidemiological data, we have data from 2012, July 15th, to 2018, October 14th. You will have more updated data. This is just what I have from the workshop in October. For the environmental data, it will list the date range for all the different variables. We don't use all of these in the modeling, but these are the variables that we have data available for. In the modeling, we use total precipitation, NDWI6, and LST day and mean. This tells us that we have data from the beginning of 2012 and the latest data we just got through Google Earth Engine through the 26th for precipitation and the 17th for LST and the 18th for the spectral data. There were no errors, so it looks like we're ready to run the rest of the script. If there are date gaps, missing dates in the middle of the data. For either epidemiological or environmental data, the script will return an error and stop running. The script will make a log file of the missing dates, so you can use that information to run Google Earth Engine script to get those dates, or update the surveillance file as needed. Now we can run the rest of the script. In Section 3, we are setting up the controls for early detection. In Section 4, we're setting up the parameters and controls for the forecasting. In Section 5, we call the run epidemia function from the EPIDEMIA R package. This function runs the models and creates the forecasts and early detection and early warning alarms. And we're doing this separately for falciparum and for Vivax. Section 6 combines the data from the falciparum and Vivax results, and then Section 7 sends the combined data to a formatting script to create the final PDF report. If you are at the workshop, this step is different. You do not need to open the formatting script to compile the PDF yourself. This new function, Create PDF, I've written, is doing that for you. This script will take a while to run, depending on how powerful your computer is. This could take about 10 to 20 minutes or more, so I'm going to give this some time to run. Now that my script has finished, if I scroll back up in the console, we can see the messages that were printed to the console while it was running. For falciparum, it prepared the data for forecasting, ran the models and generated the forecasts, and ran the early detection algorithms. Then did the same for Vivax. Then combined the data and saved the results, and sent the results, those combined results, to the formatting script to create the PDF. When that finished, the PDF probably automatically opened for you. If not, you can find it by going to the report folder and clicking on Epidemia Report am.pdf. This is the report for week 41, the week of the most recent epidemiological data. If you want to save this report for later, I would recommend going to File, Save As, and then changing the file name. I'm going to add 2018 week 41 to the end of my file name, but you can use whatever naming convention you want. So congratulations, you have just finished running your own Epidemia Malaria forecasting report.